Owning a family business is very rewarding and it is actually the most sought after American dream, but this does not come without its own set of unique challenges. When opening a family business, there are many things that people need to keep in mind, but one of the most important being how to get everyone involved and how to get everyone to stay on board for the success of the business. One of the first factors to take into consideration when running a family business is the type of managerial principles and strategies that will be followed. In this type of setting, the type of management theory that will more than likely lead a family-run business to success would be the classical administrative approach, which concentrates on the organization as a whole instead of focusing on command style where employees are treated like robots. In this type of approach, people are the top of the importance, rather than the techniques, which is key when dealing with family members who all have needs and whose needs you all personally know. But it is important to keep in mind that especially when dealing with family members, equality has to be practiced. This is a combination of kindliness and justice, which has to be considered when dealing with employees who make up your family nucleus. No matter what, everyone should receive the same type of treatment to avoid favoritism. When working with family, there is always a challenge of how to bring family members into the company, how to find a position for them, and how qualified are they really for that position that you're giving them. When looking at a business, in this case a family-run business, you have to look at it as if it were a system. That means that there is an input and output, there is feedback, and there is some sort of goal in mind. This type of approach will give you valuable insight into not only the person, but also into their dynamic with the team or with the rest of the family, making the process of selection a bit easier by finding someone who is more suitable for the position that is available. You also have to take into consideration the type of leadership that will be involved. In this type of setting, the most successful would be participative, because this type of leader is invested in its followers' input, in this case, the family's input. This type of leadership invites everyone to participate and work together to obtain a final objective or the business goal. When facing the challenge of how to develop family members into employees and also how to work with them and have them work together, this would be the most effective approach. Through this type of leadership, you are giving a bigger insight of an organization to the members, and you are able to directly include the people who you would like to one day pass the authority down to. To assist in all of these challenges, the most successful type of organizational culture would be collaborate, or also known as a clan culture, which values inward focus and integration. This module emphasizes flexibility and discretion, which go hand in hand with the family's culture and everything a family values. We have to keep in mind that family businesses are different than other typical hierarchical organizations, where control is key, because control and roles can easily be confused in this type of setting, especially when authority is being passed down from one generation to the other. This way, once again, everyone participates and collaborates. But not only that, through this, they also have an important say of whom they can hire and whom they can fire, making the selection of passing the authority an easier process, when everyone is encouraged to do their best and the others are able to see this in enactment. Now, last but not least, is finding a way to facilitate important dialogue between people, between generations, and between groups. Here, there are a couple of theories that can be used. First, there is involvement, which incorporates free expression of ideas. This creates an open discussion, which allows members to share their goals, their desires, and also openly criticize in a constructive manner, where they can also recommend improvements. Keep in mind, though, that when people speak up, they automatically feel vulnerable. The good thing about implementing this theory in a family business environment is that there are people who are used to opening up to each other. They're used to sharing with one another and gaining advice. Another way of facilitating communication is by implementing co-determination, where different levels of employees agree about the decisions of the company. With this, everyone is participating, involved, and consenting through strategy the decisions of the company. All of these are ways to overcome the challenges that family-run businesses may face. But remember that when putting all of these into work, effective communication should be the base of these strategies. Also, remember that when it comes to family businesses, although the family aspect of it is important, what may be more important is the success of the business. Because if the business does not thrive financially, the family may feel its repercussions.